But I noticed I heard this morning on with Sid Rosenberg. Yes, I'm on every morning at 7:05 Monday through Fridays. I heard Michael Rappaport, the actor, lives in the Upper East Side. When I last saw him, I remember he was in that video in that Rite Aid that the shoplifters had cleared out, and all he did was video it and decry. He didn't try to tackle the shoplifter. He didn't try to do any of that. And then he started lecturing people like me, Gentiles. He put out a YouTube video. It's there. You can go see it. Michael Rappaport is going to tell me, a righteous Gentile, what I can call Jews.
At Jewish people. By the way, I don't like non-Jews referring to Jewish people as Jews. I do not like non-Jewish people referring to Jewish people as Jews. You say Jewish people, Jewish person. I find it condescending. The Jew, the Jews, Jewish. You could get the extra syllable out.
Oh, my God. So I guess he was a supporter of George Santos. Isn't that what George Santos said, even though he proved to be a Fugazi Jew, a Fugazi Latino, and he obviously is gay, we think. Remember what George Santos said about his Jewish background?
So, as I've said many times, and I think you've heard me say this, I always joke, I'm Catholic, but I'm also Jew-ish, as in ish.
Jew-ish, as in ish. I guess that would make Michael Rappaport's day. And then Michael Rappaport wanted to go on and lecture Catholics that George Santos says he is. Although I don't know. I don't know if you can believe anything that guy said from birth to death. But what I know, I am an AMP Catholic. Ashes on Wednesday, palms on Sunday. Then you don't see me for a month of Sundays.
It don't take that much energy to say Jewish. Spit it out. We don't say the Caths. We say the Catholics. The Irish Catholics.
I don't understand what the hell he's talking about. And yet, he was in Israel. He was visiting the areas that were under attack by the government of Gaza in the state of what we'll call Hamas, since it's Hamas that's in control there. They are the number one terrorist group, in addition to Islamic Jihad and the remaining elements of Fatah. He gave Sid Rosenberg an updated report. But what town was he doing his broadcast from?
I'm in a town called Isivia.
Okay, that's a kibbutz. Okay, I got that. I think that's the one where all those guys from Thailand were. In the Philippines, they were working in the kibbutz. Okay, so now, would it be wrong for me to call him a tough Jew in the fact that he is supporting Israel by being there in the war zone and not safely here on the Upper East Side? Would he object to me saying, hey, Michael Rappaport, that's one tough Jew? By the way, there was a New York Times bestseller about one tough Jew. Did very well. And it critiqued all the tough Jews. Yeah, you would like this Wrong Day Justin Ellick, since that is the faith of your birth. You go back in time. Some of the roughest stuff. Yeah, Jake LaMotta, I've said it over and over, and Jews, they don't believe me when I tell them that. I said, Jake LaMotta, pound for pound, probably the toughest fighter ever to get in the ring. If you saw the great movie Raging Bull, you saw how he was in with one of the greatest fighters of all time, Sugar Ray Robinson. And at times, Robinson just used him as a punching bag. But LaMotta would not go down. LaMotta was bleeding. LaMotta was bloody. I remember seeing him at Il Vagabondo in his latter years. He'd be wearing a black cowboy hat just like Don Imus did, always a drop-dead gorgeous blonde on his arm. And by the way, I had many conversations with him. Il Vagabondo in the shadow of the 59th Street Bridge, the Queensboro Bridge, the Ed Koch Bridge. Would you figure one name to call that bridge? And they had the bocce court there. It's now closed. He would hold court there. And he had lucid conversations with him. Nobody got hit more than Jake LaMotta. But his mother was a Jew. He was born a Jew. The other family that won't acknowledge that their kids are Jewish by birth, the Gaddis. Yeah, Gotti Sr. and his wife, Victoria Gotti Sr., she's Jewish, I believe Ukrainian. So that makes the guy who tried to kill me, John Gotti Jr., Jewish, Victoria Jewish, Victoria Gotti Jr., and Angel, the sweetheart of Frank Morano, that Mama Luke. See, I told my son the other day, I had my youngest son with me. We were walking around the city before I did the Other Side of Midnight show that I do on Saturday mornings from 12 midnight to 6 till the break of dawn. Nobody goes to sleep on me. And then Sunday morning, back-to-back, belly to belly. And it was SantaCon out there, like it's going to be this weekend coming up in Hoboken. They should ban that. And I had to explain to him why people in Santa Claus suits were projectile vomiting and fighting with one another, and how it was a waste of time for me to try to break up Santa Clauses exchanging punches. But I said, son, you got to be a tough Jew in this life. They're going to come at you no matter where you go. You got to be able to put your dukes up. You got to be able to fight, take a beating, give a beating. And he looked at me like I was talking some kind of a foreign language.